What's going on, chat? All right, nice. Holy shit. All right, should be good now. No worries. No worries. Never mind. All right, I guess I should be good now. Hopefully. No, hopefully, hoping for no, interruptions now. It's very hard to get that. Having a wife and a daughter, it's not particularly easy. I love them to death, though. Anyways, what's going on, chat? We're back. Back on the ring. The grind. Don't even remember what I was doing last, to be honest. I think actually the last thing I was doing on here was fighting, the snake guy. I always forget that bastard's name. Forget everything. Let's see, I'm trying to make it to this cave. I gotta find it first. Should be good now. Alright, I need to go to this cave, so I need to level up my sword some more. I need to get some more upgrade materials. I don't think I've been to this cave quite yet. Could be wrong. I think it could possibly be up there too. Oh, no, cool. You know what? I think I have been to this cave. We're gonna find out. Got myself a new shield. Pretty dope. Oh, nope, we have it. Okay. Altus Tunnel. Dope. I don't know yet. We don't know yet. Definitely gonna kill the boss at the end of this tunnel. But, nah, Justin, I actually had some, an interesting topic I wanted to, like, kind of cover and touch on tonight. Maybe you can kind of intervene in this conversation a little bit, if you'd like. But, as you probably know, I love playing video games. I'm a connoisseur, if you would, of video games. I've been playing video games my whole life, obviously. And something that I really enjoy doing when it comes to video games is complaining about how good video games used to be versus how terrible they are now. I'm what you would call a nostalgia bro, I guess. Stuck living in the past, probably. Specifically when it comes to like media, whether that's like movies, like video games, like pretty much everything. Like, I really feel like I should have been born like in the 90s, because I feel like that's like when we're all like my favorite like movies are from. Like, I don't know, specifically like my favorite movie of all time is like The Fifth Element, even though that's like I think that was made in like 97, so that's like late 90s, but I just have a lot of nostalgia for like the time period that I like grew up in, obviously. I think everybody does. That's pretty logical, of course, for most people. But you know, I wanted to talk about the downfall of like video games, dude, and like the state that video games are in now at this point. It's kind of honestly really sad, like what we get now. This is a conversation that I've had so many times with my brother, just about like how shitty like games are nowadays. It's really sad. God, I'm getting pooped on. It's gonna be hard for me to have like full like thought out like thoughts while like trying to play this game, because this game takes a lot of my thought. And it's sad because I've played this game so many damn times, but I don't know. I was having a conversation with my brother not too long ago, actually specifically about like video games nowadays and like what we get and like the content and stuff and like the quality of the games that we play nowadays versus like when I was like a kid. And God, that is like the most ridiculous like move or like little thing he does. But I don't know, I just feel like the content and the quality of like games have dropped so much and it's really fucking sad. Um like specifically like oh, let's see if this is no, it's not okay. I don't know, you just used to get like when I was a kid, you'd pay $60 for a brand new game, right? And basically, that brand new game that you got, you'd bring it home, you'd slap the disc in the disc tray, and you got what you got. And the game was finished. You know, you weren't playing the game like a month later, and like the devs were having to patch the game up and like change things completely because they just like half-assed like the game and they like basically launched like an unfinished version, like terrible quality version of the game. Whereas like back in the day it was like when games came out they were finished. And it was rare back then and it was actually frowned upon for, like companies to release a game and then them having to do a patch like post-release of the game. And nowadays it's pretty common for like a video game to come out or like a new game to come out and then you have to deal with like weeks and weeks of like the game being possibly like unplayable, maybe even broken, like to the point to where like the game is like I said, just like straight up like unplayable basically. Like the most recent one I can think of was Cyberpunk. That game came out a couple years ago, and I remember like the first like the game was just like broken, and like you just couldn't play it when it first came out. And I know the game is like a lot of people love that game, and I'm not shitting on the game, but just like it's just like the point is just like it's just like terrible. And it's like you think about games like Skyrim, like Elder Scrolls Skyrim. That game came out in like 2012, 2013 or something like that. And then you have GTA 5. That game also came out then. And people are still playing those games 10, almost 15 years later, which is ridiculous. And it's like even older games, going back further, it's like, you have games like Halo 3, Halo Reach, some of the best first-person shooters ever, like Black Ops 2, even further back. Like those games were just like so great. But now like the new like strategy that like video game companies have come out with basically is like, okay, so what we do is we're going to release like a half-finished game, right? And over the course of the game's lifespan, we'll slowly release updates to the game that we're going to force people to pay for, whether that's like microtransactions, in bundles or this or that, however it may be. But it's like this new thing. It's what they call drip-fed content, basically. And like games like Destiny, and even like these battle pass like esque type. Like every game has a battle pass now. And I know that this like specific thing has been like talked about and beaten like a dead horse, but it's so true and it's so sad that like I don't even like majority of the time when a new game comes out and I play a new game, I don't buy battle passes like in any game because it's just it's so ridiculous to me to think that you pay for a game and then you have to pay another $15 just to be able to play it. Basically, it's kind of like a ridiculous like notion to me. I don't know. I'm also like a cheap ass too for sure, but like I don't know. I've just never been a fan of like of that kind of shit. Like, I remember back in the day, it's like you would pay $60 for a game, and then maybe, 3 months later, the devs would release a DLC that was like damn near a whole new portion of the game, but it was good content, and you could actually count on, like it being like good quality. You know, whereas nowadays it's like a specific game I can think of is Destiny 2, which is really sad because like I was absolutely like obsessed with Destiny 1. I was like that's one of the games I've played probably the most in my life, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours, you know, put into that game. You know, I can think about it now, it's like it's just sad. Destiny 2 is basically like microtransaction hell, and that's most like video games in general. It's like it's like you pay like now you pay $70 for a new game, and then on top of that, like you're also going to be paying for a battle pass, which is runs you anywhere from 15 to $25. So it's like you're really looking at 85 to $90 that you pay for a new game. And then throughout that game's life cycle, they're going to continue to drop more content. And like you said, Justin, it's like you pay a subscription fee basically on top of like, you know, the game that you already like paid for. Whereas like, I mean, I'm basically, you know, over explaining in a really easy point. It's just like you know, back in the day, you paid for a game up front, you got the full game, and it was either good or it was bad. And, you know, like I said, it's like, you know, back in the day, the devs would like it was looked like down upon if they had to do a patch for the game to like fix it. It was like looked at as a dud. It's like the game was basically kind of like a failure. Whereas nowadays, it's like it's almost like a normal thing for these video game companies to release games and then them, you know, basically release like a half-ass, like unfinished product. And then as time goes, they kind of fix the game over the life cycle. And like something I can specifically think of is Black Ops 6 that they just came out with, which, you know, I'm no better than anybody else to complain about it because I played the shit out of the game. But it's like the game is still buggy and basically broken. But because people continue to buy these games and continue to play them, another one is the NBA 2K series, the basketball game, basically. Like that game is microtransaction hell, it's pay to win. Like a lot of these games are like pay to win as fuck, and it's just like it's very sad to see like where games used to be versus where they are now because when I was a kid, you know, it's like, oh, when I was a kid, you know, that saying always comes up, but it's just like, dude, it's like it was such better quality back then. Like you had games like Super Smash Bros. Melee, Halo 3, like Halo Reach, you know, Black Ops 2, like I mean you can go back even further, like, you know, like 007 GoldenEye, like there's just like the Super Mario series, like, you know, all those games back then were just so like good. And like or even you can go back even like for PlayStation 2, another one I can think of like an amazing game was, you know, Star Wars Battlefront. Like that series was great. I don't know. It's just I just hate the state of like video games nowadays because it's just like so like it caters to kids that basically have their like parents' credit card attached to their like Xbox or like their console, and they can just, you know, use that to like pay their way to like win. You know, pay to win, obviously, it's already a saying, but it's just like, I don't know. Microtransactions and pay to win have like absolutely like destroyed video games like in its totality. And it's really, really sad to see. And like I could keep going like on and on and on forever because it's just like, you know, it's just sad because like, you know, there are very few games that come out here and there that are actually really good. Like the game I'm playing right now, Elden Ring, it's one of the best games I think I've ever played, you know. And I can think of like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim. Like that game was absolutely amazing. To this day, people still play it. You know, GTA 5, even though there is like pay to win aspects to GTA 5, it's still a really great game. Um, you can kind of get around it in that game. You know, Red Dead Redemption 2 is an amazing game. Like there's some gems in there, but for the most part, like a lot of great franchises have been absolutely like just like destroyed by the pay to win, like microtransactions, just like altogether just ruining video games. Like what I can think of is like specifically like Call of Duty is not necessarily pay to win, but it's just like it used to be a lot different than it is now. Like, granted, it's like the games are a lot prettier now. They're a lot better to look at, and it's like almost like over the top, like how good they are to look at now. Versus like back in the day, there was some sort of like nostalgia and some sort of like something to like the grittiness and like kind of like the I don't even know like the word to use to describe, but just like the imperfections of like how it used to like look versus now. And like I mean that's a good like point you bring up is like a remaster. It's like it's because of like how terrible like media is in general today, and it goes like all ways. Like it goes into like movies and stuff. Like they're having to milk the fuck out of like basically everything because like you have to think about like I don't know, man. Like they're redoing movies, they remaster games, and they're just like milking the content dry because they can't come up with like anything new. And people are like, the devs and like these new like generation of like video game developers are so lazy that they can't even like make new content. I mean, it's like so sad because it's like what like they remastered COD 4, they redid Modern Warfare 2. They're gonna be redoing Black Ops 2. I don't know. There's just it's just really sad, like the way that it's going. And even like Oblivion got a remaster, and I know a lot of people wanted that game to be remastered because that game in general was a masterpiece. But it's just I don't know. It's just really sad to see where like the gaming industry has gone because it's like a lot of people like a lot of like normies would be like, "Oh, but it's like, games are they're so pretty to look at now. Like they're so like games are so much better now. The quality's so much better." But like no, they're really not. It's like, yeah, sure, like I can sit here with my really nice monitor and like, this really high quality like gaming console or your really nice, gaming PC and it's like beautiful to look at, but like at the end of the day, like you're playing like a piece of shit game. It's like specifically I can like think about like 2K, it's like it's the most ridiculous scheme, like NBA 2K25. Like you pay like damn near $100 to like level your my player up just so you can be high enough level to play up against other people in the game. And on top of that, the game is $70. Like you're looking at like almost $200 just to be able to play the game at like a high level. And like, yeah, sure, a lot of people play these games casually just to have fun, but also people like to play to win. Like playing a game, for me at least, I'm very competitive. So when I play games, I like to win, So it just frustrates me when, you have to deal with like that kind of stuff and like in these games. And like another gaming series that was absolutely like ruined for me basically was like Destiny, just because it's not necessarily pay to win. I mean, there's definitely a lot of like pay to win aspects to it, but a lot of it has to do with like the like aesthetics and like like what your character basically looks like and stuff like that, and that's fine. But also, it's like you pay $100 for a new DLC, right? That comes out and they drop a new DLC just about every year, and it's like about $100. It's basically the price of like a new game. But on top of that, like they have a battle pass, and it's like, okay, do you want to pay for the battle pass? Because if you don't, then yeah, you can get you can get the free version of the battle pass. But if you don't pay for the battle pass, then like you're gonna be missing out on loot that the other people that paid for the battle pass got. And then on top of that, it's like, oh yeah, there's also a dungeon key. If you don't buy the dungeon key for 15 or 20 bucks, then you can't access this whole portion of the content. It's just like, dude, like that's just like the epitome of like where like video games are today. And again, man, it's so sad, and I can beat the dead horse on this so much because it's like I came from a generation of games when it's like you put in that game in your disc tray and it was a masterpiece. Like, granted, there were shitty games that came out back in the day. I'm not saying every game back then was amazing because there was definitely terrible games back in the day. But it's like when you popped in a game in the disc tray and you started it up, it was amazing. Like if it was an amazing game, you got what you got and it was amazing. There was no like, oh, I gotta pay for this to be able to do that, and then also I gotta I gotta wait for the new update so I can actually play the game because the game was half-assed and wasn't finished. You know, like I gotta wait for the new patch update because the game doesn't even work, and I just paid $70 for a brand new game. Oh, guess what? You know, the game's broken right now, so I gotta wait a week for them to fix it. No, like that was very rare to happen back then. And also, it's like so sad because I remember like standing in line for like video games at like midnight releases at GameStop and stuff, and that shit just like really doesn't exist anymore. And it's like the whole like I hate to use this word like the aura, but like that it's like disappearing. And I think it just like goes like you know, and I've already said this many times, but it just like goes like pretty far like all together in media just because like everything is becoming so like digitalized and like so like less community driven, and it's all about like you know solo play and stuff. Like granted you're playing with a lot of people, but it's like there's not as much community, and like I think everything like like overall, I guess I don't even know how to explain like what I'm trying to say basically, but I don't know. It's just sad to see like the state of like video games, and I had to go on that rant because I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was just like I really want to talk about this because I'm just like frustrated with video games. But it's like, you know, I got this game to play. Like Elden Ring is an absolute masterpiece. Then you have other games like, you know, Dark Souls 3 was great. Minecraft is still a pretty good game. Granted, there's some aspects of that game that I don't like that like what to the game. But I don't know. Overall, it's really sad to see where video games like were and like where they're going. I'm just a I'm just a nostalgia bro. I live in the past, and I'm, you know, too stuck on my old school days. And it's funny because there's like a store up the street that's like it's like an old school like video games type store, and they have like PlayStation 2s and like GameCubes and stuff like that for sale there. And like I've been considering getting a PlayStation 2 and like starting like an old collection and playing like old games again. But yeah, I mean that's another like really good like point, Justin. It's just like you have to pay for like an online subscription just to play games like online. Like you gotta pay like for Xbox Live or whatever PlayStation's version of Xbox Live is, PSN or whatever the hell it's called. It's like it's just like ridiculous. Like I don't know how greedy and like corporate like these video game companies are becoming. Because back like 20 years ago, like the internet was kind of like the Wild West. You know what I'm saying? It was like very like I don't want to say free speech, but like it was like very like anything kind of went. Yeah, PS Plus, thank you, I appreciate that. But like gaming back then and like the internet in general was kind of like again it was like the Wild West, and there was not like very many like there wasn't checks and balances on it in general, and like it was all about kind of like you know I don't want to say anti-establishment, but like it was kind of like it was kind of like nerdy culture, and like the only people who like played video games and like was on the internet really were like non-normies basically. But now it's like everybody plays video games, and like you know, and I'm not saying that to be like a gatekeeper or anything like that, but it's just I don't know, it's just funny to see where like cultures come and like where it's going basically. But I don't know, I just wanted to go on a rant and like talk about like I don't know, my thoughts on like where gaming is now, because it's really sad. I'm just a nostalgia bro, living in the past. There's like a whole meme about it basically, just like I can't like, you know, let go of the past, and I can't let go of like what I grew up on. Like my favorite movies, my favorite video games and shit. It's hilarious. But on a different note, I kind of want to talk about like my all-time favorite video games, to be honest. And you can kind of add in on this too, Justin, if you want. But um, I was actually thinking about this earlier today, like what my like all-time like favorite games are. And I had to like really sit there, and I was at work kind of like thinking about this, and I was like, what are my like all-time favorite games really? Because like there's a few that come to mind like immediately. Like obviously like and this one is like obviously like very like recent and relevant in my mind because I play it all the damn time still, and it came out just a few years ago, but Elden Ring, even though it only came out like two and a half, I think close to 3 years ago at this point. I think it came out in 2022, I believe, maybe 2021. I don't know exactly when Elden Ring came out, but this is easily one of my like favorite games I think I've ever played, and it's just like a masterpiece of a game like altogether. There's just like so much like exploring in this game. Like you get to make your own character, you get to make your own like class and like build and stuff like that, and like this game is just like great all the way around. Like the difficulty in this game, like there's just so much to it that makes this game just like so great. And just in general, like the Dark Souls, like the Souls like games are just absolutely S tier video games. Like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, and another game that's not from software that I definitely have to mention is Lies of P, because that game is an absolute banger of a video game, and I feel like more people should play it. If you're a fan of like the Souls like games, you should absolutely play um, Lies of P, because it is an absolute banger. Um, but some other games I can think of is like Super Smash Bros. Melee, dude. I played the absolute shit out of that game with my brother. Like on our GameCube, dude. Holy shit, we played so much of that game. And like we had some of our friends that we grew up with. We would go to their house, and like their mom would actually carpool us to and from school. And like we would like go to their house at like 6 in the morning, and like my mom would have to get us up super fucking early because like she had to be at work. And then like, we would go to their house, and we would get in games of like Super Smash Bros. Melee before like we went to school. And I remember like I was always like the fourth player, so like I was like the one like character who like didn't matter basically, and I was always the worst because I was the youngest out of everybody. My brother always kicked all of our ass because my brother's always kind of been like that, like savant basically at video games for the most part. It was always very frustrating to play video games with my brother growing up because he was just always better than me at basically everything we played. Now things have definitely changed. I think I'm on par with him when it comes to. Oh, and I just died. But it was just frustrating to like play video games with my brother because he was just like always better than me. And like trying to think about more video games that like some other like of my favorites, all-time favorites, like Halo 2, the campaign specifically on that game. I had like a shit ton of fun playing that game. Halo 3 is probably one of my like I have so many memories playing like custom games on that game. Like my brother specifically had like a shit ton of like older buddies. My brother's 4 years older than me. So I basically did everything that he did. And like so everything that like I grew up on was basically his like generation. So I feel like that's why I kind of like have like such fondness for more like 90s type shit, because he was 94 and I was born at the end of the 90s. But anyways, Halo 3 was like a big one for me because like we played custom games on that game, and that was back before like that was right when like mass um like first person shooters with like shit tons of like people playing in lobbies and shit like that like first really started. Oh shit, try not to die here. But that game was just so based and so good at the time. And like the campaign on that game, I remember my brother dragging me through it on Legendary, and I was always a spawn anchor, and I absolutely fucking sucked at the game. But shout out to my brother though, for real, because he was a G for letting me play with him. But I mean, some more like other games like GTA San Andreas. That was another like key game for me that I played a lot when I was younger. That game had a co-op system in it, which is surprising because it was like on PlayStation 2. But like my brother and I spent a shit ton of time playing that game, and then we would play that with my cousin as well. And I have like this one specific memory, like where we were like up super late one night. We brought our PlayStation 2 over to my cousin's house, and like there's this one character, because like the way it worked was it wasn't like your regular like split screen, like, you know, 2-player type of game. It was, you know, obviously GTA is mostly like a single player game, but there's this one portion in the game where you could basically go out in the country and you could get like split screen, and like you could play like co-op basically and run around like the map and shit like that. It was like honestly really ahead of its time for like that game being like out at that point, but that's really annoying. I had it dead. But anyways, my cousin, like me and my brother thought he was asleep, and we were trying to like pull an all-nighter, and then like out of nowhere, because there's this one character, because you could choose between a couple different like pre-made like AI or AI or whatever. And there's this one dude who looked absolutely inbred. Like he had no shirt. He looked like an absolute like backwoods hillbilly like cowboy, and we called him Cletus. And like my cousin just like woke up from a dead sleep, and he was like, Cletus never gives up basically. But he said it in like the most goofy fucking like tone ever. And my brother and I were like, holy shit, he's awake. And this was at like 3 in the morning. And then we went on to play GTA San Andreas for probably like the rest of the night, staying up until, you know, like the next day, just playing the shit out of that game, just running around, running people over, killing cops and shit. Oh man, good times. But then you got GTA 5, which is another absolute banger of a game. Obviously everybody's playing GTA 5 at this point. I mean, GTA 6 is going to probably be one of the craziest releases like of all time. I'm expecting that game to be like madness. I look forward to that game. Hot Shots Golf. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember when the Wii came out, dude. My parents got my brother and I the Wii for Christmas, and granted, like my brother and I were more like an Xbox type dudes. Like we liked Mario and stuff like that, and Nintendo and shit. Like we mostly liked oh, I did not press that. We mostly liked Super Smash Bros. Like when it came to like the Nintendo like genre. But I don't even know where I was going with that. But another really good Nintendo game was God, he keeps going. Was Super Mario Sunshine. You're basically like a pressure washer. But anyways, now I remember. Getting back on topic, I remember like getting the Wii for Christmas, and like we would play like the boxing, and you had like that one dude who was like really hard to beat, and then you had like the bowling version of the Wii, of Wii Sports, and everybody was like breaking their like TV screens because nobody knew to like attach like the Wii remote to your like arm and shit like that. Like this is just crazy times. But I don't know. Thinking back, like GTA 5, like I played the absolute shit out of that game too. Like me and all my buddies like overly played that game, and I remember going to GameStop like 2 or 3 weeks before it, pre-ordering it, and like getting the game, and like I had to have my mom like go in and pay for it, and she'd like considered not getting it for me because like obviously like it was GTA. But it was annoying because like my parents would do shit like that. They would be like, at certain times like they would let me like get M-rated games, but then other times they would like they would be like, no, you're too young to play that. I'd just be like, bruh, like, what are you talking about? Like, you like let me play like some of like the worst of the worst games, but now you're choosing to like fight this hill. And like I was like a church going kid, like, and I still still a Christian, but like I remember being like probably in like the 3rd grade, we had Fable 1 on our original Xbox, and like we rented the game from Blockbuster, and somehow it had a saved file on it of a person who had been playing the game, and they basically got their character to like, he was so evil that he basically was all black and he looked like a demon. And we had our buddies over at our house, and we went to church with these kids. And again, like I was probably in the 2nd grade, my brother's probably in like the 6th grade. And in that game, you could like have sex with like the women in the town and shit like that. And like we specifically like made like our dude go and like have sex with this like one of the like the town's ladies and shit. My mom happened to walk in when that happened. And she like came in and like took the game from us, and she was like, you can't play this anymore. Cause she was like embarrassed because she thought that they were like gonna go home and tell their mom, but like little did she know, like we were all in on that shit. Like it was just goofy as hell. And I remember like GTA 5 came out, and like you'd be in the strip club, and like your mom would walk in and like there would be titties on the screen, and you'd have to worry about like, you know, that happened, like the shit just so. But another game like I just completely forgot to mention was Minecraft. Like that game was absolutely, still is absolutely huge. Like probably one of the biggest games like of all time. Like still, I think it's like one of the most selling games for sure. Like, and like everybody's got their, you know, their 2 weeks a year where they gotta go and put their time in and play some Minecraft. That happens to me every year. I get like the itch to go like start a new world and play the game, and then like you get bored and you just like quit playing basically. But I don't even know how to like dodge that attack. It's so frustrating. There we go. Wow. But no, everybody definitely still gets that itch to go and play Minecraft every year. And he killed me. No, not the kid's mom, but my mom did. Oh, kid's mom walked in at your. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, that's just like classic stuff, dude. Trying to think about other games that I played growing up, like some fighting games, like the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series was absolutely banger. I played the shit out of those. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. The Tenkaichi series was an absolute banger of a series. Oh, not bad. I played a lot of really good games growing up. I can't really like put into like one game, but like if I had to put like my top like 5 games like of all time, it's very tough to say. Like Destiny 1's definitely got to be in there. I spent a lot of my like high school hours playing that game. A lot of time went into me playing Destiny 1. GTA 5 is definitely in there. Elden Ring, I played this game so much. And those are like newer games. That's the crazy part. But like I'd have to say Black Ops 2 is definitely in there. As for like one of my favorite like first person shooters of all time, that was definitely like super formative for me, like that game in general, like playing that game. Modern Warfare 2 was another one that was like crazy for me because That was just like a. It was probably like my first like real like first person shooter that I like actually had my own like account for and shit. Then I had Halo 3, Halo Reach. Those games were like probably definitely up there for me. Oh my god, that's insane that he hit me with that. But yeah, it's hard to rank them though. But like Red Dead Redemption 2, Destiny 1, Minecraft, Black Ops 2, Elden Ring, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Black Ops 2, if I didn't already say that, Modern Warfare 2. Those are probably like 7 or 8 of my like favorite games of all time. Those games are absolute like peak, absolute, absolute peak gaming for sure. And it just like goes back to like what we were talking about earlier. It's just like I don't know. Elden Ring is like a gym though for sure because there's not many games like this game now today. It's just like this game is like so good. And then they released like the DLC and it was only $40. And it's basically like, you know, a brand new game in itself. Like you don't get that for like at all nowadays, like really. But yeah, I'm trying to like put like put my favorites into like an actual like top five basically. If I had to say my top five favorite video games of all time, mm, it's so tough to say. Hmm. So I definitely throw Elden Ring would definitely have to be in there. Destiny 1 would definitely have to be in there. Ah, trying to think about like what I would put in next. So Elden Ring, Destiny 1, probably GTA 5. Black Ops 2, and then one more. That's tough to say. And we finally beat him. Yeah, he really does suck, but nah. Elden Ring, GTA 5, Destiny 1, Black Ops 2. And what's the last one? In no order, in no order. Probably, man, I don't know. I want to say Minecraft, but also like there's other really great games out there, man. But it's just like I don't know. I could name off so many that I just like love, like Super Smash Bros. Melee, GTA San Andreas, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, OG Modern Warfare 2, Destiny 1, Minecraft, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring. I already said that many times. Like Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Black Ops 3, definitely an honorable mention. That's one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. I mean, a couple fighting games I can think of, like Naruto, Ninja Storm. That series is absolutely peak. Um, the Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi fighting game series. My brother and I played the shit out of those games. Like, man, there's a couple Mario games that I like really liked, like Super Mario Sunshine. That game was peak. Was it Luigi's Mansion or whatever? That game was peak. Bully, that was another really, really great game. Lies of P is easily one of the greatest games I think I've ever played. That game is so slept on. Like, I love Lies of P so much. Like, that's easily one of my favorite games I think I've ever played. It's hard for me to even put it into, like, five, really, because I've just played so many great games. But it's just so sad to see, like, where video games have gone, really, honestly. Like, they've really gone down the pooper with microtransactions and just like corporate greed and stuff, and it's like the half-ass like product that we get most of the time now. And I've been talking about this for like an hour now, but it's just sad because, I'm a nostalgia bro, just living in the absolute past. Can't get over my childhood. Like, I just wanna go back and play PlayStation 2 and be a little boy again. Play my GameCube, play my original Xbox. I was really blessed and fortunate when I was a kid to be able to play like basically all the three main consoles. Like when I was a kid at that point, like I had a GameCube, I had the original Xbox and PlayStation 2. Yeah, Mario Galaxy was dope. See, I didn't really, like, I had like a Game Boy and stuff like that, and I also had a DS, but I didn't play the Pokemon games as much. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of great games out there for sure. And like honestly, like I know I've already said this many times. It's just sad. It's just really sad to see where things have gone. I wish we could go back. That's all I can say. Like I wish I could be a kid again and just like experience like all the games that I played like growing up again. Like just like one more time. Just one more time. But anyways, I've already gone on too long. Think I'm gonna have to cut it off here. I gotta get up early tomorrow. I gotta work in the morning, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to call it here. Sorry I didn't interact as much, Justin. I was just sitting here like, just rambling on about bullshit basically instead of actually talking to you. But, I feel like we had some decent talks, decent conversations about the past, nostalgia and stuff like that. Yeah. But anyways, all right, man. I think I'm gonna call it here. I think I'm gonna get off, go hit the sack, go to bed. I'll be on tomorrow though.